I want a heart that forgives, a heart full of love, one with compassion.
Hello and welcome once more to TLC, Transforming Lives Continually. I am Sean Devines Daniel, and on set with me as always is my friend, my mentor and Executive Director of TLC, Mr. Michael
Thank you
Stewart.
so very much, Sean.
Yes,
I
Michael.
keep looking forward for our programs every time.
Yes, it's very exciting to always, be
Yes,
here.
because we are transforming lives and changing people from where they are to where they could be.
Excellent. And we're hoping too that people will call in, they will email us and let us know how these programs are affecting their lives.
Yes.
Because, as you say, we want to really help to transform people's lives continually.
And the process has already begun.
Great, excellent. And today we are talking about tips on being an extraordinary employee.
Yes.
Yes. So let's define an extraordinary employee.
An extraordinary employee is an employee who pushes beyond mediocrity to the best they can be, the optimum. They are going to reach for the stars. This employee is not someone who works just for a salary, but really works because of the love of it. They always achieve the greatest in the job. The employer considers the value of that person because they bring so much into the workplace, into the marketplace, that they are almost indispensable as far as the employer is concerned and what the business is about. And that's what an extraordinary employee is.
Right. So as you were saying that as an employee, you should look for a job that you like, something that you think you can grow in this company.
It must be your vocation,
Right.
your passion. You see, most of us, the statistics show that 95% of people work in jobs that they hate.
Great.
Because we tend to just go looking for something that brings in money. But we don't go after a dream, a career, a vocation, something that we love to do. If you are employed in a place that it is your passion, your level of service is going to be beyond the ordinary. Your level of interaction with the customers is also going to be exemplary and beyond your own imagination, because this is what you love.
Right.
So unlike many of the situations where you go into a workplace and you meet employees who seem to be so harsh to the customers, you could clearly tell that that employee is not enjoying the job. And that is where we need to really change it to become extraordinary.
Right, so it's not like, when you were younger, and your parents say, go to school, get an education, and get a job.
Yeah.
Get a work.
Yes.
Get a work. So today, because times have changed, as a young person, what would you suggest to them? For example, my daughter is very much interested in film and that kind of thing.
Yes.
What would you suggest to her after leaving school? Maybe she may not go directly to university or whatever.
One of the first things to do is to find somebody who has achieved what she wants to achieve. That person becomes a mentor. If you want to become a psychologist, get to know somebody who's a psychologist. If you want to become a driver, if you want to, regardless whatever area of employment that you want to, find somebody who's already in that. Find out what they have done, the mistakes that they have made, the successes that they've had. And that begins to now chart your course. It also helps you to know what you need to do to be able to achieve it. Sometimes you have a student who takes some subjects, and when the child is now out of school, recognize that the subject had no relevance to the career that they want. But if you start lining up with somebody, then they can tell you, these are the subjects that you need to take. These are the things that you need to do in order to achieve what I have achieved.
All right. So give us some tips that would help employees to be extraordinary.
Right. So one of the first things that I want people to understand is that we all need to be relevant. You see, relevance is what I do is appropriate for the employment or the career that I'm in. And a number of people come to the marketplace, let's call it the marketplace, with no relevance, no skill. It has nothing to do with what they are capable of doing, what the job is about. In fact, what people do is they come with their needs. They come saying, I have this to do. I have my mother to support. I have my sisters and my brothers to pay school bills for. So they come with needs. An employer will not employ you because you have needs. An employer worth his salt or her salt is going to employ you because of your relevance to the organization.
Yes.
It is therefore important that every single person who's looking to become employed and to become an extraordinary employee must look at how relevant am I, what niche, what area of the workplace that I could occupy that would be of value.
Yeah, and also when you get into the company, you not only say, well, it's just a job, excuse me, but you look at that company, how could I help that company to grow? How can I, as you say, be relevant? That's part of
Yes.
being relevant too, you know, have it like your own.
Yes.
Yes.
And as you spoke about how do I help my business to grow, we need employees to understand that there's a direct link between the success of my employer and my longevity as an employee. The more successful my employer is, the more money my employer makes, is the longer I'm a higher chance of employment,
Yes.
security of tenure. So therefore, I can do nothing that is inimical, that is destructive to my employer, because I've got to work along with my employer. If I want to be an extraordinary employee, I've got to now recognize that every time a customer walks in the door, that's a potential portion of my salary that just walked in there.
And that's amazing that you would say that. I had an experience actually yesterday. Went to look for a pair of shoes. And you know, women, you have something in mind. You have a particular shoe that you want for a particular event. So, you know, looking for the shoe. Went into this shoe store and there was this young lady and I told her what my needs were. And she was she was chatting with a young man and it seemed as if I was disturbing her. So I continued saying, well, I have this dress. I brought the dress, show her what I wanted. She was like, well, I don't think we have anything for you, you know. So I said to her, I said, sweetheart, you don't want the money? Because I saw things that I, you know, would like to try. Of course, I didn't purchase anything. I went to another store and the help was fantastic.
Yes.
So when I have that need again, I will go back there.
It's hard spending your hard-earned money for poor service.
Yes, it was terrible.
And sometimes employees don't recognize that that person is contributing to my existence.
Yeah.
That person not only contributes to my existence, but that person also contributes to the parent that I'm supporting, the children that I mind. So therefore, that customer is valuable.
Yes, of course.
And we need employees to understand that. And the extraordinary employee is clear in his or her head that a customer is priority in the business.
And it's amazing too, because some people say, see me, I want my own business, but what you don't understand is that you are being trained.
Yes.
You know, even if you would leave this establishment someday, but you are being trained. How do I entreat with customers? But they're looking at it as if it's not my business.
Yes.
So I hope, you know, us sharing this will change their mindset.
And that's where the transformation
Great,
begins.
excellent. Another tip.
The other thing that I want people to understand is that life owes us nothing. My employer owes me nothing. All that I require in life is opportunities. So, you know, people think that they are entitled to this and entitled to that. They see other people with bigger salaries, they see other people achieving things and so on, and say, then why is it I can't have that? And they focus on what they don't have. But they have opportunities, just as you have opportunities. It is the ability to seize those opportunities that going to determine your success. So you'll find that two people would be working in the same place and on two different levels of their existence and quality of life that they have. It is the ability of one to seize opportunity and the other one who cannot recognize opportunities. And so what we want employees to do is start recognizing the fact that I was hired for the job was a great opportunity. My next opportunity is how can I grow in this job? And everybody would have that opportunity. The greater improvement you do on yourself is a greater opportunity you have to be able to make more money.
Yes.
The reason why one salary is different from the next depends on the value that you bring and the value that I bring. I increase my value, my salary increases. There are some people, from the time they entered the job, did nothing else to themselves or to develop themselves, develop their minds and develop their skill. Never took another course, never went and got another subject, never did another thing, but expect increase in salary. If we move our lives from where it is and tell ourselves, listen, I've got to improve my skill, my relevance, and my value, my salary also increases.
Exactly, and that's generally, I would say, for life, because life changes. We should not be stagnant.
That's right.
We should not be stagnant. You're stagnant, you might as well just lie down and die.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
And I'll tell you the other thing about increasing in your value and your relevance and so on is that money follows a person with skill.
Definitely.
A person without skill has to go after money.
Yes.
If you have skill, people want that skill. You are even employed in one place, you'll have other employers seeking your service because you are so relevant and you are so skillful, you are so valuable. You'll have options of where to work. Somebody who has no skill has to continually ask, could I get a job?
Yes.
And so you want to turn that around to be an extraordinary employee that continue to grow and develop and strengthen yourself to become the extraordinary person that you are meant to be.
Great. And even being an extraordinary employee, could we talk about being an extraordinary employee as being self-employed?
Yes.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
You know, we've been taught, and I think you alluded to it, go up, get your subjects, find a government job, and so on. And we have a number of people just looking to just eke themselves through life.
Yes.
And they are barely surviving. What somebody said, that is what a job is. Just over broke.
Oh, yes.
Right. So, but there are a number of people with skills that should not be going looking to be employed, but looking to employ others. Because they have the skill, they have the vision, and so on, but we're scared.
Yes.
We are afraid of the risk.
We talk about that in some programs before, fear.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you've got to face your fears. And if we have the opportunity and a skill that God would have blessed us with, we should be able to launch out because we are so confident of what I have as a person, what I have in my skill bank. I can make money on this. You should not fear. You should really go and start charting the world. Some of the most successful people in life that we have seen, they have gone after a number of things in their life, and they did it as a self-employed person, and they grew their business in what period of time.
Of
and
course.
anybody, again, back to opportunities, all of us have that opportunity.
Everybody.
To be successful.
So coming back again, and viewing audience, please recognize that when we talk about transforming lives continually, if you have been viewing our programs, you would realize that almost every program we would share with you, there are things that we would go back into what we spoke about before, and everything would mesh. So we're talking again about purpose.
Yes, yes. Yes.
You know, that is part of what we're talking about,
Got to
you
be
know,
your calling,
purpose
your
have to be
assignment,
your
your
calling.
purpose.
So if you know, and we spoke about that again in some program before, that if you know you're not supposed to be a nurse, don't go looking for a job as a nurse because you saw the ad in the papers and you have the qualification.
That's right.
You know, so find your calling.
Find your niche, find your corner where you're supposed to be, and just develop that.
Just if you could bake sweetbread, and I always share that with women. If you're an excellent person who can make cakes and sweetbread, do that. But
Yes.
you keep complaining that I'm so frustrated on this job, I'm not happy. But you're happy when you're in the kitchen baking and whatever. Use that to make money, use that to employ others, and you're happy. Best day ever.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. You see, your success and your quality of life isn't really coming out of the amount of money that you work for, but the employment of your skill.
Yes.
And that employment of the skill is what brings you the quality of life that you want. There are people who are working for thousands of dollars in probably a government job, and there are people who are selling doubles. There's people who are working for what we call meager income. And when you look at their lives in 5-10 years' time, they have surpassed the person who's working for thousands of dollars. Why? Because they have a skill and they have employed that skill gainfully. Whereas someone else is just working for an income that just comes in, but their wants and their needs have expanded more beyond their ability to be able to manage that.
Great.
You know, and I think we shared it on a program before. Many of these Deal or No Deal and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, they have done a study to show that many of these people who won $1 million in 5 years' time, many of them bankrupt.
Yes.
Why? Because it is not the quantity of money, it is your ability and your skill to use it.
Yeah,
An
definitely.
extraordinary employee works on that skill to manage money.
Manage
and to
money.
And to keep a job.
Yes, and that's a problem that we have, not knowing how to manage money. There was somebody was talking about these rappers.
Yes.
They come from the ghetto, so to speak, and make millions, but they still have that mentality as if they're poor.
Yes.
So the mindset hasn't really changed.
Right here, we have many of our entertainers, calypsonians, and DJs who have hit it large, and yet in their later years they die in poverty.
Yes, it's amazing though, eh?
Yes.
So managing money is one of those very, very important things.
It's a skill
that
you must learn.
Yes,
You must
very
learn
good. Any more tips for us, Michael? You always have more tips.
Well, I want us to look at some of the attitudes that we see coming out and employ some of the cautions that we want to give them. Number one, people don't owe you any favors. As we said, it's an opportunity you have, and you go after opportunities. But sometimes we go after favors, as though we're doing things for people to do us a favor. And some people get a job, and they think it's a favor just to come to the work.
Oh, so what you're saying is that somebody go out, they get a job, and they think that the boss owes them something.
Owes them something.
Okay.
You have said, I will surrender my block of time with this amount of skill for this particular work. The employer says, then I'll pay you for that.
So that agreement is made.
Your employer owes you nothing. You owe the employer nothing.
Right.
You go there, you do your job. The employer pays you. You really, and the Bible says that after a servant, after he has done all that he has done,
Yes.
he should still say, I'm an unprofitable servant.
Yes.
Because you have done what you were paid to do. And so therefore, some people behave as though, and they threaten, I will leave this work. As though, well, so you've got to apply yourself.
Yes.
And regardless of what the salary is, regardless of the circumstances of the job, apply yourself while you are there.
Exactly.
If you are so unhappy with it, then just resign. But don't stay there.
But talk to your employer.
But talk to your employer.
Yeah.
And ill speak your co-workers. And you would not leave. So love what you do, or go and do what you love.
Great. Excellent.
And make that as a policy.
Yes.
Love what you do, or go and do what you love.
Go and do what you love. And sometimes going after what you love, you may not get that benefit initially.
Yes.
But as I say, it's training ground, because you have to be trained for whatever you want to do. So that's something too that people need to understand.
Yeah, and which leads me, as you just mentioned, that never leave your job with bad blood behind.
Exactly. Don't burn your bridges.
Of course not.
No.
Regardless of what your employer would have done you, life has a way of coming back full circle.
Eh?
You could never tell what circumstances you get yourself into. A number of things could happen. Number one, you could leave there and you could have ill-spoken your employer or cursed your employer. You go to apply for somewhere else and they say, bring me a recommendation from your last place of employment.
Yes.
Always tell yourself, I will leave on good terms. Even though I'm unhappy, at least I will leave on good terms. And I would give notice that I'm leaving. Don't just pick up and just disappear. I will give notice. Develop that attitude. That's how an extraordinary employee operates. I would give the relevant notice, whether it's 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, or so on, to give my employer a chance to replace me. So develop that attitude that you go out there and you're leaving good spirits behind.
Excellent.
So we spoke about that particular aspect of it. Next, don't look for rewards. If you get your salary, thank God.
So you're talking about that an employer should not look for that Christmas bonus.
We always do, but bonus is exactly that.
Yeah.
It's a bonus. If you don't get it, you did not get it. You got your salary that you signed up for.
Yeah.
It is nice to get a bonus. It is always good. But if an employer rewards somebody else, sometimes we have done nothing warranting that reward, but we start to talk about how somebody else got a reward and I didn't. You are not entitled to a reward. You're entitled to your salary.
Which is what you signed up for.
That's right. So employers who give bonus, and sometimes employees and employers really give bonuses to everybody, good and bad. Just thank yourself.
Right. So it's not, sometimes you hear some people would say, but they didn't even give us a bonus this Christmas, I look forward to that bonus, It's just as you said, it's a bonus.
That's right.
It's a bonus.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So consider yourself as having to have a privilege to be employed.
Great.
There are a number of people outside there who have no jobs. They are looking, they can't get. You got one.
Yes.
So it's a privilege.
It's a privilege.
So come to the job with that gratitude, that heart of gratefulness that I have gotten a job while other people are looking. Come on time, leave on time, perform while you are there.
So don't look at that clock.
No.
Don't look at that clock. Put in that time while you're there.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
And sometimes we get frustrated along the way, and some people in their frustration make a hasty decision. And somebody wrote something that I felt was so powerful. Never make a permanent decision or do something permanently stupid
Yes.
because you are temporarily upset. Yeah?
Say that again.
Never do something permanently stupid because you are temporarily upset.
Upset, yes.
So some people just walk off on jobs and so on. No, stay, conquer whatever challenges you have there. And after you've conquered it, walk.
Yes.
Because that means wherever it is you go, you've at least gotten the strength to overcome in this one. And then you go to something else, you are now stronger. But if you keep moving from one place to the next because of challenges and frustration and so on, you will always go in another job and find it.
Yeah.
So always develop that strength in order to do it.
Excellent. So, anything else before we wind up?
Right now, sometimes, and I just give one more, that people operate as though other people should be walking around me. I'm the center and people should walk around me. I come to a job, I have a bad mood, well, they don't cross my path today.
And they're letting you know, see, today I'm
Yes.
in a bad mood. So they have that mindset too, eh?
Why should people have to be stepping on eggs around you?
Yeah.
You see? So always control your own emotion and control the things that you are grappling with in your home environment and so on. We all have our domestic issues. We all have our financial issues and so
off
on.
days.
Relationship
Yes.
problems and
Yeah.
so on. That does not mean that the people I work with have to cater for that.
Exactly.
I must manage that to such a way that it does not compromise my professionalism
Of course.
and my competence on the job.
Yeah, so leave your stuff at the door.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we just wanted people to understand that if you want to be an extraordinary employee, beyond mediocre, that you've got to really go the extra mile.
Excellent, beautiful. So we were talking today about tips on being an extraordinary employee. If you need to find out more about this, if you need to contact Mr. Michael Stewart, please give them your contact number.
The email address is michaelatstewarttlc@gmail.com. And the telephone number for the office is 635-1801. And we do provide private counseling for persons who so desire and for group sessions also.
Excellent. So ladies and gentlemen, remember we are transforming lives continually. Hit us up on Facebook, on our email, email, and give us a call and let us know. He's on Facebook, Michael Stewart. You know, let us know what you're thinking, how you're feeling about the program, what you want us to talk to, about. Yeah. We will love that, won't we?
That's right.
Yes, give us some ideas, what you want to know. And of course, this is a man with a wealth of information. So challenge him. He loves challenges, right?
Yes.
Great, excellent. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for viewing TLC. I am Sean Devines Daniel and Mr. Michael A.T. Stewart. You never told me what A.T. stands for.
Anthony Trevor.
Anthony Trevor. So thank you for watching TLC. Goodbye and God bless you.
I want a heart that forgives, a heart full of love, one